Time for the grid for heat number 14, X30 Senior Groups B and D. Alessandro Tudisca, who's looking for another heat win, could add a fourth to his tally. Starts from pole position. Patrice Kowalski starts alongside on the front row with Marco Piccolo and Henki Kaltren on row 2. Finn McLaughlin and Simon Lacroix will be on row 3 ahead of Otto Paikkonen and Florent Birta. George Nassar will be joined on row 5 by championship leader Sam Balota. Liano Couture and Gaetan de Brabandera are on row 6 ahead of Tihon Kinard and Keanu Wellens. Job Muller and Delano Wellens round out the top 8 rows with Suleiman Zamfari, Reece Newburn, Jack Nettleship and Ilyes Pouvot rounding out the top 20. Maximiliano Hadeg de Silva, Tobin Grundal, Casper Norman, Leonardo Longoni, Aaron Ferrazano, Tess Verschoor, Dinan de Vos, Marius Barryberg, Rinse Vos, Carina Koning. Then we've got Ruby Valinden, Emma Weinreich, Olivia Sampson, Oli Meurs, Ruben Moya, and last but by no means least, it's Andy Rattel. Delano Wellens and Emma Weinreich might not start this race, but this is going to be a real interesting Pantano tag team from the back end of the field here, Seymour. I'm wondering who's going to have the one-up, because when you look at it from this perspective, this is Moya's 5th heat and Rattel's 4th.
À suivre dans cette manche qualificative, les remontées de Ruben Moya et Andy Rattel, 35e et 36e sur la grille de départ. Une grille de départ qui sera emmenée par Alessandro Tudisca, le pilote belge très en forme depuis le début de ce week-end, qui aura à ses côtés Patrice Kowalski. On retrouvera sur la deuxième ligne Marco Piccolo, le français, et Henki Kalteren, le deuxième du championnat, 5e place pour Fionn McLaughlin, le pilote irlandais, leader de la Yamaha Euro Series. Dans cette manche qualificative entre les groupes B et D, on retrouve aussi Sam Balota, 10e sur cette grille de départ. Sam Balota qui n'est autre que le leader de la Yamaha Series Benelux. Le départ imminent, le peloton arrive dans le dernier virage et puis on sera parti pour une manche qualificative de 10 minutes et un tour. Le départ imminent avec vous, Alex. The start.
Let's get ready to go racing here for heat number 14 out of 21. Revs rise, lights are out, we're underway, and it's the drivers looking to head towards into turns 1 and 2. Well, we've already had one go off. Oh, we've got 3 backwards off of turn 2. So yellow flags at mark. Oh, and we've got a pile up at 3. We've got at least 8 to 9 drivers here, there, and everywhere. That's a third of the field already decimated, and we've not even completed the opening lap. My goodness, there is a big rate of attrition in this one. Patrice Kowalski wasn't actually on the front row, didn't make it onto the front row, I think. I didn't see him out there. Well, we've got a full course yellow. Full course yellow has been deployed. Drivers are being told to slow. So a big couple of incidents within the first 3 corners. Straight away race neutralisation. This is effectively like in GT World Challenge. It's the effective karting equivalent of a code 60. So they have to be at a certain delta point, which means they cannot exceed a certain speed. But in this case, everyone has to back each other up. And Alessandro Tudisca started on the front row from pole position. Henki Kalteren, well, moved up a couple of places because there was no... Right, now we're going to get an idea of the amount of drivers. Okay. Kowalski is one of them. Oh, there's a TD car. There's the 217, Tess Verschoor. She's had no luck this weekend. Leonardo Longoni, Tess Verschoor, Dinan de Vos, Marius Barryberg. Well, that is 5 drivers out, and the field now down to 29 drivers, rounded out by Gaetan de Brabandera, who's lost 17 positions and currently runs in 29th place. As always, a big thank you to our marshalling team here. Very quick to react to the actions out on circuit. And what's more, this now neutralises the field. The yellow flags well, one of the yellow flags is waving at marshal post 2 as one of the marshalling team gets to pick up the debris, but the yellow flags are starting, have now, well, some of the flags will hopefully very shortly, if they are not, they are still waving at the moment, so we are still under full course yellow. And as Simon explained yesterday, when we know that the full course yellow is coming to an end, the flags will be held still. And then the next time we go around, we will be under green flag racing. But at the moment, full course yellow still employed. Top 10 at the moment: Tudiska, Kalsuren, McLaughlin, Lopiccolo, Paikkonen, Lacroix, Dirda, Nassar, Couture and Balota. That is your top 10. So they are going to send them around again under this full course yellow. So we're down to 29 runners and riders. Kowalski out, Longoni, Verschoor, De Vos, Barryberg, Valens and Weinreich, non-starters. But Simon, 2 big incidents in rapid succession, turns 2 and turns 3. This is just showing how crucial surviving the qualifying heats without an incident, without damage, without a trip to race control and the stewards. You've really, really got to be on your A game at this point in the championship season. Round 4 out of 5, and there can't be any stone left unturned.
Oui, on le disait, hein, les manches qualificatives qui sont très très importantes dans l'optique d'un bon week-end. Il faut absolument éviter tous les ennuis, dont les accrochages, et certains ont été piégés dans l'aventure, dans cette manche qualificative entre les groupes B et D, notamment Patrice Kowalewski, notamment Leonardo Langoni, Tesverskor ou encore Dinan De Vos. On va repartir d'ici quelques instants. On était sous procédure slow car il y avait énormément de cartes impliquées dans ces accrochages qui étaient en plein milieu de la piste. On n'a pas pris de risque, on a assuré la sécurité, mais maintenant que tout est dégagé, merci d'ailleurs aux commissaires qui ont fait de l'excellent boulot. Maintenant que tout est dégagé, on va pouvoir repartir pour les dernières minutes de cette manche qualificative entre les groupes B et D. 5 minutes encore, même un peu plus au chronomètre, avec Alessandro Tudiska qui va relancer le peloton et qui emmène avec lui notamment Enki Kaltoren, Fionn McLaughlin, Mark Lopiccolo, Otto Pikkonen dans son échappement.
Oh, we've got a yellow at Marshall post number 7.
Et un drapeau vert, c'est un drapeau vert qui est agité pour relancer cette course avec Alessandro Tudiska qui est parvenu à conserver l'avantage derrière. Ça attaque déjà très très fort du côté de la 4 ou 5e position. Mais le top 3 est pour l'instant inchangé avec Tudiska, Kaltoren, McLaughlin. Derrière, je pense qu'Otto Pikkonen est passé à la 4e place devant Mark Lopiccolo, le pilote français. Ça va être un sprint vraiment très très rapide cette fois-ci, car il reste déjà 4 minutes maintenant, avec peut-être une attaque à l'issue de cette ligne droite. On sait que le phénomène d'aspiration est très important dans ces courses de la Yamaha Series Benelux. Pour l'instant, Alessandro Tudiska tient le bon bout. Il parvient à résister à Enki Kaltoren, mais il passe dans le 2e virage. Très belle manœuvre de dépassement. Le pilote néerlandais qui est très très bien sorti du premier virage. La réplique peut-être de son équipier dans quelques instants. Ce n'est pas si sûr, car derrière, il faut se méfier aussi de Fionn McLaughlin et d'Otto Pikkonen, qui est en 4e position, effectivement, et qui a tenté de passer à la 3e place. Et cette bagarre permet notamment à Mark Lopiccolo de faire la jonction et de revenir dans ce groupe de tête. Derrière, on a Georges Nassar, Simon Lacroix, Sam Balota, Iliano Couture ou encore Florent Dirda qui complète le top 10.
Well, the cart that came to a halt out of turn number 12 was Germany's Karina Korning. So unfortunately, the 271, the latest casualty in this race. Mechanical failure for the driver as Alessandro Tudiska looking to pick up his 4th win. Henki Kaltoren looking to equal Tudiska's tally. And he's on 2. Fionn McLaughlin has been close. He was on course to victory. He's going to dive up the inside of Alessandro Tudiska at turn number 6. Does the driver The 16-year-old from Ireland, running with VDK, now gunning for Henki Kalteren. What's more to the point is that if Henki Kalteren gets another win on his pocket, he's going to have exactly the same amount as Alessandro Tudiska here in heat number 14, B versus D. Now, it's time for a Rattel and Moya update. Andy Rattel, 24 places gained. Ruben Moya, 22. So 12th and 13th, respectively, for the two Pantano Racing drivers. And we have got a mechanical black flag being shown for the 377 of Germany's Torben Kröndal, down in 23rd. Suleiman Zanfari drops outside of the top 20 as the top 5 rounded out by Marco Piccolo. They were covered by just under 9/10 after 6 laps of racing. We've got 1 minute and 45 on the timer still to go, plus an additional lap. But Fionn McLaughlin nearly had Alessandro Tedesca up his inside through at turn number 8. Now out of turn 9, Kalteren leads the way. McLaughlin second. Boykonen defends against Lo Piccolo from France. And not too far behind, there's Sam Balota, the Dream Racing driver, now in earshot of the top 5 in the dying stages, and coming along with him is Iliano Couture as Fionn McLaughlin goes wheel to wheel ever so briefly with Henki Kalteren, and round the outside, that's Alessandro Tedesca. Tedesca uses the runoff, clatters into his teammate on the left rear. McLaughlin holds his nerve and stays in second, right on Kalteren's rear bumper. Now into turn 6. Look at the train. It's at least 11 to 12 carts around the outside. That's Jack Nettleship, who's just got through on George Nassar. McLaughlin still trying to get through on Kalteren. As we head into the final 45 seconds of this race, Sam Balota now up into 5th place. Marco Piccolo down to 6th. This gives Balota the opportunity maybe even to go for a second heat win of the weekend. But Kalteren is pretty much holding on at the front end of the field. Everyone's trying to bang down the front doors of his house right now. And Kalteren is still being resolute and holding his nerve. 2 laps to go. Kalteren holding on. Balota 2 wheels on the grass. Loses out to Boykonen. Tries to dive up the inside of the fin and they touch wheels. Yellow flags at Marshall Post 2. No, yellows at Marshall Post 1, green at Marshall Post 2. Someone has had an off of turn 2, and McLaughlin still in the wheel tracks of Henki Kalteren. And it's quite busy behind as, McLaughlin sideways, Tedesca up the inside. And it's still kicking off. Balota is 4th. And who's that? That's Iliano Couture, who's made it up behind Finn McLaughlin. Now, this has given a certain Henki Kalteren a significant advantage. So actually, Balota's 4th, Couture 3rd, McLaughlin 2nd, and leading the way as we head on to the final lap, Henki Kalteren. Kalteren leads by nearly 7/10 of a second. Andy Rattel, get this, 31 places, is now running 5th, right behind Sam Balota. Incredible performance for the French driver for Pantano Racing. Come out of the Europalan for the final time into turn number 8, and Finn McLaughlin has chopped that nearly 7/10 of a second advantage to next to nothing. Now the run down to turn 10. McLaughlin sweeps to the outside, looks to go towards the outside of turn number 11. Can't get through. There's Couture waiting in the wings. Balota and Rattel. It's a 5-way scrap for the race lead as they come out of turn number 12. Someone's got to go for it. Balota went for 3rd. He's going to get it, but Kalteren picks up his 3rd win of the weekend in the heats. McLaughlin 2nd. Couture 3rd. Balota 4th, and from stone dead last to 5th place, bien fait Andy Rattel. The 372 has made up the most positions in one race. 31 places gained by the Frenchman. Jack Nettleship, great work by the 275 from the United Kingdom taking 13 places to finish 6th, ahead of Jörg Müller, Otto Poikkanen, Alessandro Tudiska, and Maklo Piklo rounds out the top 10. Casper Norman, Tihon Kinard, Maximiliano Radek da Silva, George Nassar, and Ruben Moya round out the top 15. Suleiman Zanfari, Reece Newburn, Rinse Vos, Gaetan de Brabandera, Aaron Ferrazano, Keanu Vellens, Ollie Meurs, Ruby Valinden, Simon Lacroix, and Livia Sampson round out the 25 finishers after 10 laps. Florent Dierdin, Torben Koendal, Il Prouveau, Karina Kroning, Patrice Kowalski, Leonardo Longoni, Tess Fischer, Dinan De Vos, and Marius Barryberg. Those are the lists of retirees, with Delano Vellens and Emma Weinreich a non-starter, but Henke Coulterin picks up his 3rd heat win of the weekend, with Fionn McLaughlin, Iliano Couture, Sam Balota, and Andy Rattel rounding out the top 5 for Heat 14 X30 Senior B versus D.